I'm Nick Seco from HomeRight Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Dan Dedona here with the Local News 1.org weekly report covering Hagerstown and Chambersburg, Smithsburg, Fairfield, Waynesboro, and all the towns that make up our local area. We're going to start off today with 5 things to do this weekend, starting with Greencastle Fall Market Day. It'll be hosted by Shop Consignments and Collect Company and the Greencastle Chamber of Commerce. It'll be running from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. on Saturday, tomorrow, September 20th. And it'll be on the lawn between 136 and 144 East Baltimore Street. Shoppers can browse baked goods, handcrafted art, woodworking, and homegrown goods. Should be a lot of fun. Also have sponsorship from F&M Bank. Second item up, the Reptile Invasion Program is invading Blue Ridge Summit Free Library. That'll be tomorrow, Saturday, September 20th, from 10:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. It's open to all ages. It's presented by the nonprofit Reptile Rescue Group. Gives visitors a chance to get up close with a variety of scaly creatures. It's a drop-in event, be held outdoors, rain or shine. So no registration is required. Third item on the list, also on Saturday. Saturday is a big day this week. Saturday, September 20th, from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. At the Franklin County 1130 Visitors Center in downtown Chambersburg. They'll be hosting the unveiling of the Franklin County's Bell Across PA. It's a centerpiece that's been created for America's 250th birthday anniversary or celebration. It's organized. The overall event is organized by America 250 PA of Franklin County, and it features music, living history displays, and a birthday cake to mark the nation's milestone. There'll also be, artist Andrea Finch of the Foundry crafted the bell, which was previewed on a float at the Greencastle Old Home Week celebration a few weeks back. Fourth item up on the list, the City of Hagerstown will be hosting its annual City Park Fest from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. also on Saturday, September 20th at City Park, 501 Virginia Avenue. This is a free event, family-oriented, featuring live history demonstrations, museum tours, art activities, food and craft vendors, live entertainment, and children's amusements. Festivities will conclude with fireworks over City Park Lake at 7:45 p.m. tomorrow. And the fifth of our 5 things to do this weekend, the French Indian War Muster will take place in Big Pool, Maryland at Frederick State Park this weekend. There will be reenactors portraying French, British, and American Indian figures, and they will all converge on September 20th and 21st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday. Visitors can access 18th century battle reenactments and explore period crafts, savor offerings from a food vendor. The event will be held at 11100 Fort Frederick Road. It's sponsored by the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. We've also got two that didn't make the top 5 list. The Mont Alto Fire Department is holding its Sportsman's Blast. That'll also be on Saturday from 0900, 9 in the morning until 6 at night. All events are happening at the Mont Alto Fire Department at 517 South Main Street in Mont Alto. There'll be prizes of all kinds, especially cash and guns. Drawings will start at noon, but the biggest cash drawing will be delayed until 6 o'clock in the evening, $5,000. Food will include Italian sausages with peppers and onions while supplies last, along with burgers and hot dogs. Adults can have adult beverages as long as they have adequate ID. And the last item coming up this weekend is the annual Shippensburg Beer and Wine Festival. It will be presented from 1 to 5 on Saturday, September 20th. And it's sponsored by the Shippensburg Chamber of Commerce, along with the Department of Transportation and the Shippensburg Area Developmental Corporation. It'll be held at Shippensburg Fairgrounds, 101 Possum Hollow Road. It'll feature an array of crafts, beer, wine, spirits, cider, food vendors, and live entertainment. Tickets are $35 for VIP admission. That's an online-only ticket. $25 for general admission, or $30 at the gate, and $10 for designated drivers. It's limited to those 21 and over, so don't bring any kids. No pets except service animals. No coolers. So apparently they're being pretty strict about who shows up and drinks the beer and wine. For details, you can reach out to the Shippensburg Chamber of Commerce. Okay, that covers the, turns out it's 7 things to do this weekend. A lot happening every weekend around the area. Somewhat surprisingly, I remember people telling me years ago, so, well, there's nothing to do on weekends. Turns out there's an enormous amount to do. In the regular news, Penn State Mont Alto is in the news again. It seems that they invited, they had an invite-only meeting with 60 people to discuss the future of the Penn State campus. Mike Ross was one of those who was invited to attend. That's Mike Ross of the Franklin County Area Development Corporation, who has quite a bit of experience and knows a bit about how development needs to take place. His comment was, too little, too late. They didn't do any impact studies. There's no agreements. He basically asks the question, how does anybody plan when nobody talks about condition of facilities or operating expenses or any of that kind of stuff? And he makes a good point. Bringing 60 people together to go ooh and ah, but not giving them any data on which they could base any kind of a plan is really not helpful. More corresponding to the Penn State Mont Alto meeting, the president of Penn State, President Bender Pudi, got a raise with base pay and extras. It comes to over $1 million for, quote, accountability, transparency, and clarity in resource management. First story to the contrary. It's hard to imagine how you could be more tone deaf. I mean, on one hand, you argue, well, we've got these serious budget considerations that we have to deal with, and yet we're putting an extra $1 million into the salary for the president. Look, no one is speaking. No one is speaking about what the market will support for this sort of thing. Actually, that's exactly what they're focusing on, is what the market will support. Nobody is talking about performance other than financial. I'll agree with you, as an executive, you have to know something about finance, but your function as an executive is to lead an organization to achieve its purpose. And I'm pretty certain the budget, while an important part, is not the whole mission. In the meantime, Hagerstown Aviation Museum hosted their 100th anniversary of Fairchild Aircraft last weekend. It was an enormously influential company back in the heyday. In the 1950s, I may have said this in a previous show, but in the 1950s, there were 10,000 people employed by Fairchild Aviation in Hagerstown. And this particular show featured an A-10 that flew in, C-47. It's a Douglas product, not Fairchild, but a very well-maintained old World War II aircraft, and many, many others. The big event coming up is going to be on September 22nd, when the Hagerstown Museum is going to receive its permanent A-10 as a museum display. What's important about that is all 713 A-10s that the Air Force purchased, 220 of which are still on active duty, all 713 of them were manufactured in Hagerstown by the people of Hagerstown. So it's pretty important. If you want to know why, part of the reason why Hagerstown is the way Hagerstown is today, you need to know things like that. In Greencastle, Patriot Federal Credit Union is opening a new branch on the 14th of October. We talked about this several months ago, but they've actually progressed. It's going to be at 200 North Antrim Way at the former site of the Sunnyway Foods grocery. They are working hard to meet growing demand in the area, and they are collaborating with. They're going to be celebrating special offers on over the week of the 18th of the 25th to celebrate their opening. In Hagerstown, SanMar, an organization that provides support to sections of Hagerstown, is targeting generational poverty in the South Hagerstown area. They're going to be using the Maryland Enough Act to provide multi-million dollars to this organization in order to help people in this area of Hagerstown to move from survival to thriving. They're going to be addressing housing, health, child care, and jobs with all this money. And their purpose is really to help people to stay in place, not to move them out, not to develop and raise prices that forces everybody to move. They want them to develop in place and thrive right where they are. So that's a tough job. So good luck to you. The Hagerstown Council plans to acquire the old YMCA building that's located at 149 North Potomac Street. They've put $2.5 million that is intended to unlock redevelopment at the core of the city. This is a huge building that occupies a lot of space. Part of their concern is it's right there in the middle of town and it's not generating anything, not interest, not revenue, not anything. So they wanted to put it to work. Apparently it's been closed for about 20 years. But they finally decided to do something about it. Representatives of the city council indicated that their intervention has both urgency and opportunity. Washington County has decided that they will contract for a fire training facility and emergency services. They have $350,000 allocated for a burn building, one in which firefighters and medics can simulate actual conditions in which they will have to operate and get not only putting out fires, but in getting people out in one piece. They will be starting work on that on the 1st of October. The Hagerstown Council and the mayor met with members of the State Assembly to review priorities for the Assembly's 2026 session. There were many topics, including body cameras for police, and a discussion of annexation plans in the immediate vicinity of Hagerstown. Under police news, in Waynesboro, a 39-year-old man, Michael Giordano, was charged with multiple counts of poor sexual behavior with respect to minors. This is based on an incident that was reported on the 30th of August at East Main Street. In Chambersburg, the FBI and the Chambersburg Police both own of QR code scams on unsolicited packages. Apparently the way this works is you'll get a package that you didn't expect, and it's got a QR code on it, and it says, well, scan here. Well, then that QR code asks you to provide personal and financial information, which the scammers can then use for whatever purposes they want. The important thing about most of these scams, is, especially on the internet, is be cautious. If you don't know who you're talking to, or you don't know where the package came from, or even if you get on the site, you have to be careful, because not only can people get information from you, but they may actually put a bug in your system, and that'll lead to nothing good. So be cautious when you get any kind of information or any kind of a package from anybody that you don't know or you weren't expecting. Be a little suspicious. It's worth the trouble. In Chambersburg, the Franklin County Sheriff and the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration are offering free car safety seat checks at the County Judiciary Center. That'll be at 14 North Main Street in Chambersburg on the 27th of September from 9 until 12. This is being accomplished in honor of Child Passenger Safety Week, which takes place this week. Under People News, in Chambersburg, Andrew Cochran has been appointed both a vice president of WellSpan and president of the Chambersburg Hospital. He's brought in from the Cochran Group, and he has many previous years worth of experience as a health leader. In Hagerstown, Hagerstown Community College graduate Matthew Walker is receiving a Kelly Access Opportunity Scholarship through the University System of Maryland. This is $4,000 that's going to be available to him over a 2-year period. Mr. Walker is studying cybersecurity, and he is originally from Smithsburg. In Washington County, Washington County has won a Distinguished Budget Presentation Award from the Government Finance Office Association for their 2026 budget. Budgets can be a lot of things. They're typically not entertaining, but this particular budget is being awarded because it does a decent job of demonstrating what policy initiatives are taking place in Washington County. The plan that is in effect, it provides operational guidance to all the administrative agencies and contractors associated with the budget. And it also acts as a useful communications tool so that people can take a look at how their money is being spent. And they did a particularly good job. I have to say, all the reports that we've gotten this year have been particularly easy to cipher through. But budgets are not necessarily all that easy, but our reporting has been good, but the information that the Washington County provided was excellent as well. So congratulations on that. Chambersburg graduate Kate Etter has been honored as a second-team All-Atlantic Eastern Conference member for volleyball. She put up big numbers playing volleyball for Gwynedd Mercy University. The article on Kate also addresses a number of other players from the region who are doing well in their college careers. And in Washington County, the Chamber of Commerce for Washington County is welcoming new members to share their goal, which is to strengthen the community economically. The new members include Royal Beans Coffee, Corbin Builders, DQE Communications, Menser and Hout Law, and Luna LLC. My apologies. In health news, in Greencastle, Leah's Legacy is providing support for women who are recovering from addiction. This organization was founded by a family whose daughter, Leah, succumbed to addiction. And what they are doing now is they are providing individual support from people who have been through the tremors of this kind of a problem, to try to help them all return to wellness. It's a great effort on their part. In entertainment, we typically don't cover entertainment, but we do have an interesting thing to mention this time, and that is that Local News 1 is beginning to offer an expanded theater coverage in the entertainment section. Our first go at this is a review of 2 Samuel, which is a play that's set in Georgia in the 1940s, picks on a lot of different issues that are best represented in that period. The Atlanta Journal indicated that this play was the best original play for the year in which it was originated. And last but not least, we have a report on event registration. This was an interesting one because so many people buy tickets for shows and concerts and whatnot. And the point is, life intrudes frequently. There are illnesses, there are unexpected things that crop up that you couldn't possibly have anticipated. And if you get registration protection for just a small amount of money, that can help you to get your money back very quickly and very easily. Now, this is driven by serious issues. You probably want to check the coverage, what is covered and what is not coverage. Obviously, if you just didn't feel like going, that isn't covered by this policy. But for serious things, illness or the demands of work or family, for serious things, this is a good way to get around that. We are about to include property transfers and crossword puzzles in localnews1.org. We have an advanced local advisory service. We've just recently begun dining reviews again. It's very hard to find writers. I'll make this pitch. Any of you out there who like to write and would like to write on a regular basis and get paid for it, please contact localnews1.org. We're looking for good writers all the time that can cover all the different stories that are taking place all over our area. We have local history every Tuesday. We just changed over to Dusty Fleischman, who will be doing the local history stories each week. We have the writings of Dargan Boy, tons of sports, and many, many more activities from the constantly moving mosaic that is our local area. We are proud to be the news source for Verstandig Media, and you can see all the local news at localnews1.org. All local, no national, and even though we are online, we are not social media. We actually think of us as a newspaper without the paper. And the final thought of the day. In a recent trend, a lot of people are dropping out of communism classes because of lousy marks. I don't have a mic to drop, but bada bing. Have a great week. Take care.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk TriState, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.